What's up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Now, today's video will be me speaking on DMX and with getting the news today and how I feel about it. And I'm also going to just share my perspective, you know, because I never really was too clear, on how addiction has affected me. So first of all, rest in peace to DMX. Throughout these past couple days, I've just been really feeling drained, to say the least. Just being honest, I feel like when addiction comes up and we talking about addiction, it is a huge trigger for me because I feel like I've always gotten the short end of the stick because of other people's addictions. Um, I think that my perspective can really teach people something because I get certain DMs where people ask me like, how am I so strong? And it's because I feel like it's a lot weighing on me and it's more than my problems. When I got the news of DMX passing, it was a very emotional thing. But I am happy to know that he is at peace. And, within addiction, you got to know that it's an ongoing thing, It's an ongoing battle. And I really don't even know if it truly ends for anybody, especially when we talking about hard drugs. Now, of course, I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't want to say that, it was an overdose and then it come out and it wasn't. But we do know that he went into cardiac arrest and then a coma. I really do feel like I looked at DMX as a family member, somebody that I really did want the best for ever since I first saw him. And to see somebody and grow up seeing somebody, it don't matter if you see them in real life or not. It's a connection because I feel like his story is very inspiring. I already knew as a child seeing him that he went through a lot. You can tell within his eyes that he went through a lot. And recently, he was speaking on his pain and his trauma of his past, which I really appreciate. I really think that a person that is ready to speak and be within the truth of their situation, of how they feel, of how their childhood was. That's growth. That's progression. And it sucks. It honestly sucks to see somebody at 50 years old pass. 50 is not old. You've experienced a lot. And a lot of people don't think that they can turn out that way. People don't even think or give it any inkling or any thought that they can turn out that way. And you never know. You never know. I think that DMX is a person that we can always look at for inspiration, and we can always look at as an example. And some people may think it's an example of something negative, but I think that overall his death taught me how many people come out of the floodgates and they have certain things to say without being around and being affected by addiction. You know, I feel like it's a lot of people saying generic things like, oh, we got stuff to do and all that. Why didn't you think to keep him busy or keep him in your plans before? You know, that's not right. It's not right. Um, my parents both have struggled with addiction my whole life. And as a result of that, it has put our relationships on like a on and off thing, you know, feeling so frustrated and and just wanting normalcy. You don't get that, you know? And as a result of those relationships being on and off, I'm honestly drained, you know? I'm drained. Sometimes I feel fake because, you know, when you are a different way, that's a trigger for me. So I'm just going to try to block it out as much as I can, try to stay away from it as much as I can, but it's hard. It's hard. My older sister, who I grew up with for the past few years, has been battling with a very serious addiction as well. And in turn, I mean, I just never spoke on it because I just kept saying, like, it's not my shit, it's not my shit. But I'm drained, you know? I'm drained of thinking of the past and thinking of how everybody would turn out, and it's not that, you know? I'm drained of my relationships with my family because addiction is so relevant and in the scenario. It's tiring. It is. I say that I'm happy that DMX is at peace because addiction is on and off. You might spend months without doing stuff. You might spend years without doing stuff. But it'll be that one time, you know, and then it's just ongoing and ongoing and ongoing until something bad happens. I've seen benders happen for days upon days upon days, and I'm just like, I don't know what's the ending to this. And I think about his children. I think about the life that they'll have without a father. But I also think about what they've been through as a result of their father's addiction and what position they were put in, you know, to make the final decision. I know that that had to be a hard one. And honestly, that's my biggest fear. And I tell my folks that all the time. Like, that's my biggest fear. It is. And it's weighing on me. It's weighing on me that I don't know what the ending will look like. I don't know if it'll be sunny or not. And I'm thinking of DMX passing in a positive way. But I don't know if I think of my parents, you know, death or whatever. I don't even want to say that. But I don't know if I'll think of that as a positive thing. I could, just trying to cope with it. But in turn, I feel like I'm going to have to cope with a lot of feelings that I'm feeling right now. I feel like it's going to be a lot that I'm going to have to confront, or it's going to destroy me. Just like addiction is an ongoing process, I feel like keeping family relationships or having family relationships, it's the same thing. It's on and off, but a lot of people don't know how addiction really affects the family members. It's a lot of people, like I said, talking out of turn when it's not needed, you know. It's not needed. Y'all gotta wait for the family to say whatever the news is. You gotta wait for the family to say that. That's just out of respect. I think about how many celebrities, especially talked out of turn when they knew all of these years that he had a addiction problem, and what they want to do. They want to party with him. They want to, see him out at the clubs. They want to turn up. You're not thinking about no addiction. You thinking about taking pictures with him. You thinking about the materialistic aspects of it. Getting the likes, whatever people are looking for. But you're not willing with your money and resources to help him. Like, the whole world knew that he went to jail. What was that, recently? And got out recently? And he got out. Everybody knew. So I feel like the ones that really should feel guilty is the ones who saying stuff now that could have helped him, that could have been there for him. And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm sure he has some good friends. It's a very sad way to go out. And instead of thinking about his very last moments, alive and well, I'll think about his legacy that he left. Because he left a hell of a legacy that, this generation of, urban actors couldn't touch. And this generation of hip hop music, it's not there. It's not there. Can't be touched. Cannot be touched. He left a hell of a legacy, and he left many, many children so that his name won't be forgotten, especially with the ones that can carry it on. It's too early. It's too soon, but God makes no mistakes, and if God is making a decision, I respect his family for following God's plan. It's your girl B. Octavia. Rest in peace to Earl DMX Simmons. Your name will never be forgotten. Your legacy is untouchable. And may you rest in power.